Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy.
Welcome to Real Estate Live with the Real Estate Guys, Aaron and Jacob Taylor.
We're keeping it real, we're keeping it current, and we're keeping it fun.
Las Vegas' #1 real estate show.
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
Call 310-MOVE.
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
310-MOVE. The real estate guy.
#1 show, always have the #1 guest too, don't we, Jacob Taylor?
We always do, don't we?
We always do. I mean, I was talking to John Lee, the mayor of North Las Vegas, the other day when we were playing golf.
Okay.
He's so excited to come back and hang out with us. But forget about John for now.
Who do we got on
We
today?
have someone much prettier than John.
Okay.
In a bigger city. But the second segment, we're going to bring on Victoria Seaman.
Wow.
Mayor-elect. I'm just going to go out there. No, I can't say it. I can't say.
Don't jump the gun.
I'm positive, though. I'm positive because not only does she have our support, everybody in the real estate world, industry, title, mortgage, because that was her background. Super excited to ask her the deep, dark questions.
Oh, boy.
And then she's been on our show before when me and Dustin had it, right? Because we're like Real Estate Live 2, or should we call it Real Estate Live better than Real Estate 1? I don't know. But she's an old pro at it, so she's ready. However, now we get filmed. Now we have a podcast. Now we have the best editor in the business, Jude.
Soul Media.
Right? Make some mistakes once in a while, but hey, we all do.
Hey, we're not going to talk about it, all right?
We're not going to talk about it. It happens. But we're really excited about that. Next week, we're going to have Julie Cimarelli from Fidelity National Title. That will be cool. So I'm excited to have her. She's a great personality. Our sponsors, just to go over our sponsors real quick, I'll say this once. Chris Sullivan, #1 real estate attorney in Las Vegas. Not only is our good friend, but the more successful you get, the more business you do, the more Chris you need, right? We still got to get a picture of Chris so we can poke at it every now and then.
Absolutely.
Or a Chris doll, something like that. John McGibbon, Grape Street Cafe. We always give out $50 at Grape Street Cafe when we get callers. Guys, if you call the show today, we probably are not going to get you in just for the fact that, it's not a very long show and we have a very special guest that we're going to let her talk more than we talk. Also, Neo Home Loans and Fidelity National Title. Those are our sponsors, and they help pay for the show, which is fantastic, right?
That's awesome.
Do you want to say hi to somebody real quick?
Oh, I do. I just want to give a quick shout out. I know my mom's listening out there. Hi, Mama. How you doing? Hope everything's going well. Thanks for tuning in today.
What's your mom's name?
Jacqueline.
Yep, and you're going to have somebody in your life here pretty soon.
Yep, my baby girl. And her name will be Jacqueline as well.
Wow. Huh? We need some drums. Clap. Jacqueline, and you're going to have your first child. It's a little girl. It's going to be my 12th grandchild, believe it or not.
You must be old.
I'm getting old, yeah. And Jacqueline, I know she's already going to be spoiled to death because mom is named Jacqueline.
There was some strategy behind that.
Yeah, I know there was. Absolutely. You could have named her Aaron, though. I got the best of both worlds, but...
Yeah.
June 25th, I think, is the...
June 23rd.
June 23rd is the date.
Big day.
So besides that, we have a baby shower. Now, I remember back in the day, baby showers were like 15, 20 women. You would play games. It was fun. No, not in my family. We're going to have like 100, and I think our guest list is 200 people from everybody from your fraternity or soror, what do you call it?
Everybody we know and love in this town is going to
be at
there.
the house.
It's just a celebration of life coming into this world, We just want to change it up a little bit, and I want everybody there. I don't want just a few people. I want everybody.
We're not going to say it on the radio show or the podcast, though, because we don't want 1,000 people to show up, right? We just want our really good friends, and so we're really excited about that. We have a blood drive coming up. The real estate guy, we have a great culture within our company. Everything that we do or every system that we have in place is designed to help folks. Just like when we sell houses, we offer cash advances for people that are maybe behind on their payments to repair their house. We charge no interest for it. The other reason we give a cash advance, just like a house that we listed recently, was these folks are both moving. They're getting separated. They don't have much money, and they have to be out before their house closes, and they need that money. So we're going to give them the money for their deposits on their new places, and then so they can move out ahead of time. And then when their house closes, we get that money back. We don't charge interest or anything for that. So
no interest at all.
No, nothing. So that's a great program that we have for people. And then the culture of the real estate guy, we don't really we're one of the few organizations that I see, we don't really put that public, on Facebook and things that we do. We just try to raise money or help the hospitals or the community, whatever. But this one is very special to me because it's a blood drive, and blood is really needed, really needed, right? Yeah, we do keep it real, don't we?
Little tongue twister.
That was the keeping it real part and the keeping it funny part. One thing about radio is you mess up, you mess up.
It is what it is. Keep it going.
Podcast,
Show
you can
rolling.
clip the hell out of it. No problem. Not clipping it. Oh, you ain't clipping it? You're going to just leave that one right in there? Yeah. So our blood drive is Friday, April 12th. And I think this is really important. Friday, April 12th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at our building, our office, 8400 West Sahara. Friday, April 12th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you'll give some blood and you'll get a T-shirt and a pin. And you can put it on social media. But again, blood is extremely important.
The real estate guys will be hanging out there most of the day. Come say hi, donate some blood, and let's get
take a
back
picture
to our
with us.
community.
Yeah, right. Okay. It's always funny. Last week I was at a restaurant at Fleming's, and some people go, "Hey, you're the real estate guy." I go, "Yeah." And they go, "Man, you're like a local celebrity. Can we take a picture of you?" I said, "Sure," but I go, "Let me set the record straight." I go, "I have to pay for my commercials. On TV and radio and the baseball field and everything we do. I pay for it. Celebrities don't pay for it.
They get paid. Huh?
They get paid. Yeah, there's a big difference. So I'm just a paid advertiser, and, we just do our thing. What else is going on that's new? Some big news yesterday with the NAR. We're not going to talk about it. I know my broker, but you're the broker. You're already giving me the look, but there was some big news in our industry. So that's going to kind of shake things up a little bit, right?
All right, on to the next.
Just go right to the next. We are going to, when we get Victoria on next segment in about probably 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to talk about why you want to move to Las Vegas. Besides asking her some questions, why do people want to move to Las Vegas? Whether you're living in California, Hawaii, Europe, it doesn't matter. Everybody likes to come to Las Vegas, but everybody always asks me, do you live on the Strip? Do you live in a casino? Ironically, yes, I live on Dean Martin and Panorama Towers, but no, not everybody does. We have some great suburban places, some awesome communities out there. Also, we're going to talk about the builder of the week is D.R. Horton. I didn't realize that D.R. Horton is the largest builder in the nation. That doesn't surprise me. But do you know how many homes they sell a year?
I do
Take
not.
a guess. Just take a guess.
Oh, goodness.
Come on, take a guess.
I don't even want to
Just say
spitball
it.
that.
Go ahead. Try it. Just say it. Throw a number out there. Jude, throw a number out there. A million. Well, a little high.
Like 100, like 70K.
There you go. You hit it. Look at that. 70,000 homes nationwide.
I was right on.
You were right on.
Okay.
Did you read anything? Or?
I did not. Is it in here?
It's not in there.
Okay.
That's because you're a broker and in real estate, so it just made sense, right?
Trying to figure out. I don't know.
They're double more than any other builder out there. 70,000 homes. And the only reason we talk about a builder now every single show is because 40% of our sales now are builder sales.
We're seeing a large trend of consumers heading towards the new builder route.
And they're heading there because of
interest rates, incentives, new product.
Yeah.
Even affordability, right? Being able to get that payment a little bit lower for the same price house.
Yeah. And when we do talk about D.R. Horton, I'm going to show you how. By the way, if you have a job, listen to this. Just listen to what we're talking about. If you have a job and you don't own a house, just keep your radio on. If you're looking at us on the podcast, if you have a job, there's another clip, right? If you have a job, I'm going to show you how to buy a house.
Clip it
right here with zero money. Zero money if you have a job. As a matter of fact, if you buy a D.R. Horton house, I'm going to show you how to buy a house with an interest rate that's lower than the prevailing rate. Not only have no money, but then get a little money back to you. Get out of town. How's that possible? All right, we're going to take a break in a minute here. We're really excited to have Victoria Seaman coming. I mean, we piped her up. We build her up. I mean, look at these shirts. Victoria Seaman proud right here, right? We're going to have her next. So let's just take a break. Let me just clip this. Here you go. Listen. Hey, we're out. Oh, we're back. Hey, he said go. See, we're doing our podcast off the air. I got so heated in our conversation, talking trash about the other people that are running for certain positions. I just got fed up. Sorry, I shouldn't have did that.
Wow.
But we do keep it real.
We always keep it real.
That probably
is for
wasn't so fun,
Sure.
but maybe it was a little funny. Anyways, hey, welcome Victoria Seaman to our show. Yay!
Thank you for having me. I am more than excited to be here. You know I love you.
Yep.
I've always loved being on the radio with you. You do keep it real, and I love that.
We do. And you know what? You want to tell the little story how we first met? I sent you some flowers.
Not
Remember
really.
that? You know, I don't. It's been so long. I don't remember.
I
but
do.
I insulted her. I didn't mean to. You know, I don't never do anything intentional, but because I'm a man and men are just right. That's why we need a mayor as a woman again, because you know, men just we're irrational.
By the way, I thought that was so classy that you sent me those flowers. And by the way, they were beautiful flowers.
I felt so bad. You don't know the story.
No,
I don't know the story.
You didn't need to, but I'm glad that you did. And loved you ever since. You are just a classy guy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I did feel bad, and I'm not going to talk about that one anymore. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing right now, and just go ahead.
Well, I've been on the council now for 4.5 years, and that is the reason that I decided that I wanted to run for mayor, is because we truly need bold leadership. There's a lot going on in our city. We've become a world-class sports city. We have we're growing exponentially, as you know, because you're in real estate, and we need someone who's a problem solver. And as a former businesswoman, and I'm also in real estate, we need someone who is a bold leader to lead this city going forward.
Right. And I think what I always loved about you, Victoria, is that you're very approachable.
Yeah.
Like you're just one of us. You
Of
know?
course
You're
I am.
No, but you're easy. And sometimes I love Carolyn. I mean, she's fantastic. I love her. But to go up and just say hi to her sometimes is a little rough, you know? And it just, maybe it's because of her name and Oscar before. And it was just hard. And you know, we're going to talk about the 10 top things of why people move here. Well, one of them is because, in my opinion, we're a blue collar, we're a hardworking, get in the trenches kind of a city. And you need someone like that that's going to talk to the casino workers, that's going to talk to the valet guy, to the construction worker, to the bus driver. And that's what makes our city so incredible. One of the reasons to move here is because you don't have to have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree to make a good living
Correct.
in Las Vegas. Well,
Correct.
I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
We're just going to throw them at you.
Sure, throw them.
So what are your top priorities for improving public safety in Las Vegas, and what specific steps do you plan to take and achieve these goals?
Well, first of all, public safety is number one. And we did poll the city a couple of years ago, and it is the city's priority. It's my priority. The number one thing that I'm going to continue to do, because I am sitting on the city council now, is to make sure that we give law enforcement everything they need to keep our citizens and themselves safe. And when I was in the city council and we went through this stage across the country where they were defunding police, I made it very clear that it would never happen as long as I was sitting on city council, because we do fund the police. The county and the city are the ones who fund the police. So that's number one. I'm a big supporter of law enforcement. Number two, I've met with legislators to talk about this justice reform across the country that simply doesn't work. We're not holding criminals accountable, and we have a lot of organized crime going on within this city.
Speaking of that, I have a question for you. So a good friend of mine, Brian Lebo, good guy, probably one of the smartest guys in real estate I know, like analytical. Like if we need to know stats, I'm just going to give a shout out to Brian. Like if I don't have time to look up what's going on in Las Vegas, I can just look at one of Brian's videos and go, okay, I'm caught up. I mean, the guy is that smart, right? The Hallmark theory. I just steal other people's information, make it better with my personality. But something happened, Victoria, that I literally had a tear in my eye when I saw this. And maybe I'm catching you off guard here, but he was at the Apple store in downtown Summerlin. Brian was there.
Yeah.
He filmed it and he sent it to me. And two people walked in the store. It was completely packed twice in one day. Took everything off the shelves, computers, everything. Nobody could do nothing. Brian, now he's a huge dude. He could have went up and just cracked him. But he didn't want to be in a lawsuit. He didn't want to get sued.
Right.
He would have been in jail.
That's right.
Nobody helped. No one came to the rescue. And they walked out. And you know what? That's like San Francisco. We can't have that in our city. we can't. What do we do? I know.
Because of our NRS statutes. That's the Nevada revised statutes that our we have a super majority liberal assembly and a majority liberal Senate. Now, Joe Lombardo, our governor, has done some great things.
Yes, he has.
But he needs a veto-proof majority because he vetoed the highest number of bills out of legislature and really saved our state. But these NRS statutes that you can walk into a store and take up to $1,100 worth of goods and get a citation if you're caught, but the store's policy is not to stop them. And when customers want to stop them, you are right. They're the ones that are going to get in trouble.
They walked out, Victoria, with thousands of
That's
dollars
right.
of merchandise.
And it's the justice reform because even if they caught them at the moment, it's a revolving door. They're out with no bail. There's no bail. I mean, traffic citations don't exist anymore as a crime. It is now a civil matter. It's just unbelievable that legislators think that if they have this justice reform that it's going to stop criminals from doing crime. And on the contrary, property crimes and other crimes are up because there's absolutely no accountability.
What's wrong with thou shalt not steal? Like, it's so basic, right? It's a Christian value. It's a personal value. It's our cities. It's just our value. You shouldn't steal.
Well,
it's not yours. Don't take it.
A lot of people don't have values, but if they're held accountable for the crimes, it may stop them. But now we have no accountability. So this is one of the things, as a leader of our city, after each election, I have met with legislators and tried to talk to them. You're in the legislature every other year. We're boots on the ground. We deal with Metro. We know what's going on. These laws have to change. And I have to tell you, it's not our Metro. We have one of the best police forces in the nation, and something that you probably don't know, Aaron. Our homicide solvability rate with our Metro is in the high 90s, and across the country, it's around 40%. Wow. So we have an amazing law enforcement here in Southern Nevada. But I can't say the same for our legislators.
Right. Yeah, our Summerlin police are fantastic as well. I wish they were in the area at that time. And I do know what's confusing sometimes, Victoria, is they have undercover police officers on the Strip.
Right.
And they're great. They keep the tourists safe. If they see some shenanigans going on, boop, they're going to bop you in the head, handcuff you, and throw you away.
That's right.
I mean, I guess what happened in downtown Summerlin, there just was no law enforcement outside.
Exactly.
Because if there was, they would have stopped them.
That's right.
That's exactly what she spoke about. It's organized crime. They know the repercussions are little to none, so they're going to keep doing it until either they're held accountable or someone does something about it.
You're absolutely right. And they're not just organized crime here. They're coming in from California, and they're organizing it because they know. One of the hardest hit targets is in Boca Park, to the point where they've even talked about possibly closing it.
Wow.
So we really need to look at who we're voting for, not just judges. Of course, me for mayor, but not just judges, but we also have to look at the legislators who create the Nevada revised statutes.
Right. And, it's always the same race that does this. It's the human race that does this. And it just pisses me off. People from all over, I don't care where they come from. The human people are just, they need to be in check, man. I need to slap them in the head. I really do. It just irritates me to no end. I love giving my son heart attacks. I really do. Isn't he a great kid, Victoria?
Yeah, I love him. I love him.
He's just so mature.
He loves to tread fine lines.
Very.
He really is. All right, well, we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we have a few other questions to ask our mayor-elect, Victoria Seaman. We're very excited to have her in the studio today. Very excited to do this podcast with her. And again, not only is she going to be a great mayor, but she's a good friend and just a good lady. So we will be back in a minute. Hey, don't call us today. We don't have any time, so don't call us. Don't you do it. I saw a couple of the things lighten up, some of the buttons. Can't answer your phone today, sorry, because we have a very important guest, Victoria Seaman. Woo! There you go. All right, Victoria, we really want your input on this because the top 10 reasons why you want to move to Vegas. We did this last week. And our editor for our podcast, I'm just going to tell you right now.
Out of me right now?
Dude, I'm just gonna blast them. What the hell did you do with that SIM card? Like, what happened?
Dude, I told you, someone moved my computer while it was uploading overnight, and it was like a micro SD card, so the top corner snapped off.
Oh, so
I paid $2,000 to try to get it fixed.
Oh my God! It was
told you
such
I
a
wanted
great
to-
show
I
too.
wanted to fix it.
We had Mark come in here all pissed off, right? You had him on. You were gonna make fun of Mark because we like making fun of Mark.
I still got Mark.
Oh, you do?
It was only the angle of you that got
Oh, okay.
destroyed.
Well, then you should have did it. You had the most important people.
But I didn't have you.
That's all right.
It's the air.
All right, number one, why you want to move to Vegas? This is why everybody moves to Vegas. In my opinion, what is it, Jacob?
One of the biggest reasons, well, let's go with one of the most important ones, right? There's no state income tax here.
Oh, well, you skipped these. Okay, yeah, no state income tax. Victoria, what do you think about that?
Well, I agree that is one of the big reasons. And when I was thinking about moving here, I was moving a business here. This was almost 20 years ago. And one of the things that I looked at was an airport, an international airport. We have a huge airport. We're still a small town in a big city, but we have everything a major city has. Entertainment, some of the best entertainment in the world.
She's skipping. That's okay. Keep going.
I don't know what the
She's
list is.
gonna
Is
skip.
there a list? Give me
We're
the
talking
list.
about
Give me the
taxes,
list.
Victoria.
Okay.
Tax. No
Okay.
state taxes.
No state taxes is number one.
Number
yes,
one.
it is.
And what is California state tax? 13%?
It's like 13. When I moved here, it was 10.
Yeah.
And now it's like 13.
So if you're in a retirement income of $5,000 a month, you're going to make like $500, $600 more by moving here.
That's correct.
That's pretty huge.
Probably
That's
pay a
huge.
little bit less to live.
Yeah,
pay a
you
little
are
bit
a
less
lot
for your
less,
groceries,
a lot
pay a little bit
less,
less for
yes.
your gas.
Number two, what's another one?
Well, we're becoming the entertainment capital of possibly
There.
the world,
Now,
right?
we're,
Long
now
list
we're
here.
entertainment. Entertainment capital of the world, right?
Yes.
And we have the Raiders here, which is fantastic. I remember it was so funny when you would talk to people and go, hey, I'm not going to sell my house because when the Raiders come here, it's going to go up like 50%. Well, sorry to float your bubble, pal. It might be a factor. Remember me and Dustin were talking about that all the time. We're like, it ain't going to move the needle much. It's just not. But we have the Knights.
That's right.
I love the Knights more than anything else.
Oh, now you're skipping ahead, buddy.
No, we're talking about entertainment.
Oh, hey.
Oh, we'll blend a couple in here.
And wait a minute. What about the NBA coming?
Yes. That's
huge.
The NBA?
And I skipped over the baseball.
Well, we have the
Baseball
baseball.
at a stadium.
Are we really going to have the baseball stadium here at the Tropicana?
I'm not sure. I was not in the legislature. What I will tell you is that I was in the legislature when we voted on the Raiders Stadium. And I have to say, I went back and forth on it because it was public-private. And I can tell you today, I'm grateful that I supported it because it has been amazing.
And as the stadium has multiple uses.
Yeah.
I mean, Taylor Swift filled the stadium
Yeah,
up twice.
That's right.
So it's a great venue, great for college sports. Super Bowl, I didn't go, but I heard it was fantastic. And but I'm really curious on the baseball because I love baseball. The women's basketball is here, and then the men's NBA.
And we're number one twice in a row.
Twice in a
yeah,
row.
aces,
Back-to-back
aces.
champions.
Yes.
Yes.
And the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
Do you go to the games much?
Not much, but I go. I love it when I go.
You should go with me sometime. I got
I
great
will.
tickets.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you invited me. I'll be bugging you about that.
Yeah, you should go with
I
me.
will.
And then
Absolutely.
Fidelity,
I'm
know,
sure
they
you have good seats.
Well, I have great seats, but then Fidelity, the suite, right?
Yes.
Bill Foley owns Fidelity.
Yes.
So we have the suite up there, and they'd love to have you in
Oh,
there.
I would love to come.
We got to talk and smooch with all those people.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
They have good food up there.
You missed my favorite, but go ahead. I'm going to let you keep going.
What's your favorite then?
Well,
Talk to me about it.
All right. Mine's the climate.
The climate.
We have
Oh,
300
yeah.
sunny days a year. I love the climate.
Have you been around the last week? We've had a lot of rain.
Well,
I know. A great
Yeah,
week to
but-
talk about the
yeah,
sun,
the
right?
sun, right?
But when we
no,
get-
but he's right.
when we get rain, we get excited.
Yeah, we do.
Because we don't get it much. And I love a good rainy day. I have no
Me
problem
too.
staying home on a rainy day. But when it's sunny, it can be like 60 degrees and sunny, perfect. 70, 80, even better. 90, I can hang. Those couple weeks where it's 115,
We'll all stay indoors together for that
We got
time.
air conditioning.
we do. But it's no different, though, than the couple weeks of it being 30 or
Yeah.
40. You ain't going outside.
Oh, okay. It's not that cold
It's
now.
not-
Come on.
It's
It gets
30,
cold.
40. We can handle
Put
it.
on a jacket.
Yeah, it's all good. I love it when we get snow.
Yes.
Yeah, and it sticks for like a day or two in the whole Vegas city.
We get snow
Acts
days.
like we've
Yeah.
never seen snow
Yeah.
before. It's the best.
It is.
We get snow days.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. All right, what's another one?
Job opportunities, right?
Huge job opportunities.
Talked about
Huge.
the casino industry,
Yeah.
the entertainment industry as a whole. It provides a large amount of jobs, and especially as the market is expanding, we're bringing in more teams. It's going to just keep opening up more jobs to bring people into the city.
And
Correct.
now that we are best friends with our future mayor, I will never have a problem getting a job.
That's
Right.
perfect. In case, real estate.
In case I
Goes
lose
to
my
crap, we'll be
license for
good.
saying something stupid, I can go be the janitor at the city building because I was a janitor.
Well,
when I
you'll
was
have to
younger.
put in an RFP, but I'll put a good word
Well,
for you.
thank you very much. But again, we have so many jobs here. A casino opens up like Resort World or the Durango one.
Have
that
you
just
been to
opened
Fountain
up.
Blue? It's absolutely gorgeous.
I haven't. Is it gorgeous?
Oh, it is. It is. And it's nice because when you walk in, you're not walking into a casino like most. You're walking into a beautiful lobby, stores, and then you can go into the casino. But it's just like the one in Miami. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I got to go check it out. But they employ like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people.
Correct.
So they're really, and probably something else I'm going to say, and I'm going to get in trouble, but I just got to say it. There's no reason not to have a job in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
If you want to work, go get a job. I mean, I think our unemployment is like 4%. Am I accurate? Somewhere around there?
Around 3 to 4%.
3 to 4%, which is nothing. And those 3 to 4% of the people just don't want to work. There's jobs out there. I mean, go work, people. Get out there. Do something. I love our town. And you don't have to be educated to get a high-paying job. I mean, look at me. Look at your dad. I barely finished junior high school. And look at me. I'm talking on the radio. And I sell real estate. Huh?
Hey,
You're one of the most successful real estate broker agents in this town.
Absolutely.
I remember
Put your mind to it.
before Victoria said she was going to run, I said, hey, Victoria, I was 5 minutes from running for mayor. You know that? She goes, you wouldn't win. I'd beat you, she said. She goes, you're not educated enough.
I did not say that.
I said, oh, is that a challenge?
I did not say
No,
that.
she did say
I
that.
did not say that. But I did tell him I would win, so don't bother.
She did. So instead of running, which I was going,
Yeah, you were
I was there with
serious.
somebody, too.
You were
legitimately
serious.
committed, and I was like, whoa, where
I
is
had
this
the
going?
money behind me. I was ready to go. But then when Victoria said, I will beat you, I realized, you know what? She's probably right. So let me just support her and come in second and be a Victoria Seaman
I love
supporter.
you. You're amazing.
Right?
You're amazing.
All right. Give us another one, Jacob.
Alrighty, so because of all this mass exodus from California, right? The rising prices, the median price of homes going up. Let's talk about affordable housing here. Compared to most major cities across the U.S., we have a fairly affordable housing market.
Median sales price just came out, $460,000. Pretty low, right?
Right.
And here, I want to just go over this with you, Victoria. When I said this earlier, you kind of gave me those eyes like, you can buy a house with no money? Don't say that. Well, first of all, you can say anything you want as long as you say, call for details. That's something I learned in marketing and advertising. Now, if it's true, though, it's better.
Yes.
But you still have to say, restrictions may apply. Call for details. Or after an ad, if you hear, yeah, it's probably not right. But they have a program, Victoria, called Home is Possible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sneeze at some point, so you have to pick me up here. But Home is Possible. They give you these are for first-time homeowners. So if you have a job, listen. If you know somebody that has a job that doesn't own a house, listen to this. 5% they're going to give you as Home is Possible. So you buy a house for $450,000 and you qualify with your credit, right? Call for details. You get 5%. Your down payment's 3.5%. So that gives you 1.5% left over. Your closing costs are 2.5%. So 1% of $450,000 is what, Jacob?
$4,500.
$4,500.
And you can own a home.
If you buy a D.R. Horton house, which they have several great communities, they have one community that I know for sure
Okay.
that are giving you $5,000 incentive, Victoria.
Wow.
You take the $5,000, now you don't have to pay any closing costs.
That's amazing.
Now you put money in your pocket. Yeah, your payment might be $1,000 more than you're paying rent, but you own a home,
Will it be? Because I've looked at some of those and the rents.
$3,000 a month.
Okay.
If you're paying $2,000 a month, you should have a house payment of $3,000 a month because of that house payment. Most of your house payment is interest.
Right.
So you're going to at least have $12,000, $15,000, $20,000 in interest from those payments, right? Probably more like $20,000 the
more
first
than
year.
80% of that payment the whole first year is interest.
And you can write that off.
You're going to write it off and you're going to get it back. So really,
That's
you're
right.
paying the same.
That's right.
It's like, you know what? And I remember when I bought my first house, I was scared. I was terrified. I just didn't know the process. I didn't trust anybody. I didn't know it. But someone named Eileen and George, your godmother and godfather, showed me how to do it. They helped me out the same way. And I got into the house with like $1,000. And I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't picky. I just wanted to have a house that I could live in. So if you're out there and you have a job and you don't own a home, talk to the real estate guys. We can help you, right, Jake?
I think we can. Yeah.
So housing
Actually, I know we
affordability,
can.
yes. And we have about 3,300 single-family homes in the market. So it's scarce, and that's why it's a seller's market. So it might be a little challenging, but we can do it. New homes might be the way to go with this process. Next thing, why you want to move to Vegas?
All of the let's talk about something a little more outside the city. Everybody always knows Las Vegas for Las Vegas Boulevard, but we have quite a bit of outdoor activities within a 45-minute, 2-hour drive of Las Vegas. You can basically get anything you need besides straight the beach. Right, the beach is a little 3.5, 4 hours depending on how you drive, but you can get up to Mount Charleston 30,
Well, we do
45
have beaches
minutes.
at Lake Mead.
You're talking about Mandalay Bay?
I was going to say Mandalay Bay.
Hey, we have beaches that blast music, give you a cocktail service, and cabanas. I mean,
And there's no sharks in the.
there's no sharks. Yeah, but Lake Mead is great. I love Lake Mead. Been there a few times this last summer. Mount Charleston, I was actually thinking I was seeing all the snow on the mountains, Victoria and Jacob, when I was coming here. And you were there? Did you go skiing?
Yeah, I went yesterday.
You went snowboarding, right?
You're skiing in March. That's amazing.
Fresh powder, huh?
He's such a spontaneous guy. Yesterday we're just sitting around. He's like, "Let's go to Mount Charleston right now."
I wanted to
And
go
I'm like,
snowboarding.
No.
Well, it's only like 45 minutes.
Right. It's up the street.
Yes.
It's 3 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah, but I wanted to go, and I think I may go tomorrow, Jake, if you want to go. I want to
Are
throw
we
on the
doing it?
snowboard. I think we should go snowboarding tomorrow at Mount Charleston. We also have Red Rock Loop.
Yep, the Red Rocks scenic loop with all the different hiking trails. Pine
Oh,
Tree,
the trails
Pine
we
Creek
have,
Trail,
yeah.
Icebox
Trails are
Canyon. If you haven't
fantastic.
hiked those before, I highly recommend. I've done them both a dozen times over the years. They're fantastic. Bring your dog, whatever pet you got, and enjoy the Red Rocks.
Yep, we're going to skip through the rest of these real quick. Culture diversity, which is incredible, rich tapestry of cultures, traditions, communities. The restaurants are incredible.
Yes, some
the
of the
best. The
best
best in the
restaurants.
world.
You can go to
Best
a
in
different
the world.
restaurant every day of your life, and you still won't get them all.
Never
You're
get
right.
bored. You might pay a good penny, but you're never going to get bored.
No, I'm going to Fleming's tonight. Probably, there's other places you could go.
Have you been to Adiamo Steakhouse?
Where's that at?
That's in the D. It's amazing.
Wow, really?
And at the Plaza Oscars, amazing steak.
Yeah. Been there.
Amazing.
Frankie's
Yeah.
down there, been there. But yeah, the restaurants are great. And obviously, I got a Victoria Seaman t-shirt on right here. Unfortunately, it does not have a belly pouch. So you do see my belly. I usually get shirts that have belly pouches, but I'm wearing it because we love Victoria. Family-friendly amenities, not just for adult entertainment anymore, Jacob. It's for
Everyone.
everybody, for families, for kids. There's lazy rivers, there's pools, there's all kinds of things. I love that we have Utah just right up the street. So you can head up to St. George. You can go to Cedar City, Duck Creek, right up the way, which is some great camping spots.
Bryan Head,
Bryan
another
Head.
ski resort. And what about the Grand Canyon? It's not that far.
Grand Canyon, 4 or 5 hours away, right?
Yeah.
Grand Canyon. And lastly, before we go to a break, go ahead.
I'd like to add the last one here,
Add it.
the retirement community.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Retirement community in Las Vegas is just growing exponentially, right?
Yes.
With, like you said, California, people are starting to realize, hey, I'm retiring. I'm going to have a fixed income. Where is my fixed income going to last the most?
right.
And where am I going to live the most affordable?
Right. I
And
know,
people
Victoria,
see-
you don't know about retirement communities too much because you're not there yet.
Yeah, thank you.
But we'll have to educate
Thank you.
more.
I don't need you to have to send me more flowers.
Yeah. Don't take my foot out of my mouth once again. So, people, thanks for listening. Thanks for enjoying our live podcast. We're going to have one more segment. We were going to have Victoria on just for 2, but she's going to end up closing the show for us today because I have another question to ask her. Our favorite mayor-elect, one of our favorite people in Las Vegas, Victoria Seaman, will be back in just a minute. We're on right now. We're on, so let's talk.
All right,
I'm going to let
talk.
you keep on going
All
so you guys
right.
can hear what we really talk about behind the scenes.
Yes.
But you know what? Just go to YouTube, look up The Real Estate Guy, check out our podcast coming up. We're going to have a lot of content, and we're going to have a lot of good stuff about Victoria Seaman that we're going to spread all over the world. So, you know, we were talking about Victoria, the job growth here in Las Vegas and bringing businesses to Las Vegas and how accommodating we are to taking business from other states that pay outrageous taxes, that have a hard time hiring people and conducting what they do to make money, to bring them here to Las Vegas. So talk about that.
And we have an economic development department that will match companies with to come and talk to them about our opportunity zones, about the different tax structures that we have here. It's so much easier to do business here with our regulation and tax structure than it is in our neighboring cities. And that's why I was telling you earlier, we're seeing a mass exodus out of those neighboring cities into Las Vegas. Why we're growing so fast is because the liberal policies that simply don't work. You can't tax and regulate a small business to death. I mean, not every business is a corporation, and we saw that during COVID. What we saw was the corporations survived because they were able to get the PPE money.
Oh, my God, millions.
Yes, and yet the small mom and pop stores did not survive.
Yeah, that
and never
20,
came
30,000 that they got wasn't going to work.
Right.
And if
we-
the owner didn't pay themselves through a paycheck, like
That's
a
right.
lot of owners don't,
Right.
they were screwed.
That's right. And the ARPA money that came in was a year later. So those businesses were already gone. And so what we need to do is concentrate on those small businesses and allow them to grow, allow people to come in. That's what we need. And that's what I plan to do as mayor of the city of Las Vegas, is really concentrate on making it easier to do business. As I was telling you earlier, we are the easiest of all the jurisdictions to do business with. But you know what? It can be streamlined to be easier.
And I don't know about you, Jacob, but when she talks, I just got goosebumps.
Get a little excited.
I got excited. I'm like, I want to vote right now. Vote
Yes,
right
let's
now.
go.
Let's go vote. Vote for Victoria right now. Do it. All right.
I mean, it's true though. Like, it's sad seeing, especially through COVID, instead of you see our state legislature helping out the businesses, you have people on, like, civilians on social media trying to raise awareness on TikTok or Twitter or Instagram to, like, hey, this business needs help
Right,
them, or
right.
or somebody was shutting them down and they're trying to find the loopholes to stay open, and they keep getting fines or whatever it was.
And it was just wrong to pick and choose who got to stay open. Like, we need Costco, but I'm sorry, we don't need this business, or we don't need that business. You can't do that. And that should never, ever happen again.
Right. So we are a real estate show. And what we love about Victoria is she has a real estate background.
Yes.
Right. I remember you helped out a lot with the Badlands golf course. I know that was really a big thing for you.
Yeah, it's
Right? It
still
was
there.
tough. I
It's up in
know.
the Supreme Court, and I have to tell you, how we ever got into that is because elections have consequences. We should have. I came into this after we were already in litigation. I got elected, and I said, when I was running the very first time, when they asked me about Badlands and said, we want you to talk about it, I said, the next time we're going to deal with Badlands, we'll be writing a check to the developer. Well, since then, $280 million up at the Supreme Court that most people don't know about, and it's being heard by the Supreme Court. So it could go either way. What should have been done was, number one, we needed someone who was leading and not get us into this. We should have never been in this situation. But when we were, we should have been trying to negotiate and settle. And now we have to see what the Supreme Court says. I never want to be in a position where 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I learned something from all that mess. The other one, what was the other one in the Northwest?
That was Silverado?
Silverstone.
Silverstone, yeah.
Yeah, that one's still a mess.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
But
This
a
is
different-
very important, people. Listen up.
But a very different situation. That
Right.
was like a homeowner. This one was a developer that the city and him.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
say it, Jacob. Go ahead and say it. What was I going to say?
So you need to make sure if you're buying a house on a golf course, you need to know who owns that golf course.
Correct.
Yes, if it's
very
not, if
important.
it's not owned by the association, think twice about moving there.
That's right.
Because here's the thing: associations are ran by the homeowners.
Right.
Being backed up to a golf course, which there's so many homes in that community that would be, they have a large financial interest to keep that golf course open because their golf course view is probably worth $50, $100, $500,000 more than another house. So if the homeowners get together and the golf course isn't making money, if they need to raise the association by $100 a month or $50 a month to make it work,
Or 500.
or whatever, make it work, right? Do it. But if it's owned by an individual, that means that individual, when he wants to, maybe with a big fight, but he could shut that golf course down. I think at this point, Badlands, man, stop bleeding. Just build some houses, something back there.
Agreed.
Just, don't do apartments behind these multi-million-dollar houses, but you can really do some really $500,000 to $1 million homes, townhomes that would really complement.
Looks like we got a good builder for that. Maybe they could get back there. Or,
Who, Dara Horton?
I don't know.
I think
maybe they can make something happen.
Well, I'm sure there's talks in the works there. Just to talk about the market a little bit, Victoria, I know you're really keeping busy with your campaign and everything, but our market has turned into a seller's market again.
Yeah.
Pretty hot. I mean, the interest rates dropped 1%. It went berserk for like a month, and then it raised back up a tad. So it did let us breathe a little bit. But nevertheless, if there's about 3,400 homes in the market, there's a couple thousand that are just trash. I'm just telling you. They're overpriced. The agent should have never listed. It's in a bad shape, whatever it is. But the several hundred that are really nice homes, days on market is a week or less. Flying off the shelf. And then we have another maybe 1,000, 1,100 condos and townhomes on the market. Well, hell, those are 300,000, almost 400,000. If you're just trying to get into a home, man, that's what you're buying, a condo or a townhouse. So for sellers, if you're thinking about selling your home, probably a good time to do it, right? No one better than the real estate guy. So if you need us, 702-310-6683. That's our phone number, 702-310-6683. Number one listing team, selling team in Las Vegas and Henderson. You want to buy a house? We'll have the kid help you on the buy side. Now, we got a great staff of people and some great agents. So we're about to get out of here. Victoria Seaman, thank you so much for being on Real Estate Live. We're excited for you. Anything you want to say, leaving? We have about 20 seconds.
Yes, I want to say thank you for having me on your show and how exciting that the market is for sellers right now. And you can reach me at victoriaseaman.com.
All right, great. Thank you, Victoria. Jacob?
Thank you, guys. And we're out.
All right, we're out of here. Later. Woo.
Hey guys, Jacob Taylor, the real estate guy here, and I'm over here with Victoria Seaman, and she's gonna be our next mayor. And the real estate guys couldn't be more happy to support her, and we are so excited. We know she's gonna win.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited for your endorsement. I just want to say that this election is so important. June 11th is primary day, and you can early vote, mail-in vote, but this will determine where our city is going. We don't want to end up like our neighboring cities with policies that simply don't work. Las Vegas is the world class with sports. We're growing exponentially, and we want to continue that. So vote Victoria Seaman for mayor.
Woo! Yeah! Go Victoria!
The real estate guy.